Well, I was out the other day, and look what jumped in the back of my truck. These 3 green ATCs. Actually, I purchased them for a friend of mine. Actually, he was a customer, but now I consider him a friend because he and I have been sending emails back and forth quite a bit. And he was interested in a KLT 200. And he's in the United Kingdom, and they're a lot more scarce there than they are here, and they're fairly scarce here too. But I located this one here. This one's fairly complete. And here's a parts bike. I have things kind of laid around more or less where they go. But it's another 200. And here's a 250. And I bought them all from the same guy, so it was kind of like a package deal. Even though Marcus isn't really interested in the 250. Or he might be if he wants it. I'll ship it to him. And we'll go ahead and take a look at them now. One of the things you can see wrong with it right now is the gas tank has a hole in it, the bottom there, and the taillight lens has a hole. But we'll take a look at the rest of it. The front brake works okay, and the clutch feels like it's okay. The Kickstarter is missing. The lever is missing. Here's the seat, and obviously it needs a cover, but has a metal pan. I guess the earlier ones had metal pans, and a little bit of surface rust, but all in all, it's in pretty good shape. And I had to make this key because the other one was broken off inside the ignition. Okay. Everything's just loose here. All the bolts and screws, he didn't really give me any of them. Plastic has a lot of white caked up on it. But he scraped some of it off over here on the headlight. He scraped it off with a razor blade, and then he used some fine sandpaper, and it's started to look a lot better. It feels pretty thin, though. I think it feels thinner than the Honda fenders. But I don't know, maybe it's not. Okay. Carburetor, you can feel the slide works. I had this off the other day. Air cleaner off, airbox off the other day, and I set my finger in there. I could feel the slide was going up and down. Here's the lid. I don't know if all the parts are there for the airbox or not. And battery's dead as a doornail. I took it out and stuck my battery in, and tried to get the engine to turn over, but I guess it wouldn't turn over. I turned the switch on up here, ignition switch, and I put this on the run position, but still no starter. So I don't know, maybe the neutral switch isn't working right, or maybe it's not in neutral. I don't really know, because over here on the side, down under here, you can see that the gear shift shaft is part of it is broken off, and there's no shift lever, so I can't really change the gears and check out that part of it. We're missing the rubber for the foot peg, and also the heel guard is missing on this side. There's a heel guard over on this other side of the bike, and it's in good shape. We just have the one. Now over here by the parts bike, we have the 2 chrome heel guards which could be used, but this part is broken off of both of them, so it has to be welded back on again. It goes like this. There's another one on the other side. Okay, back over here on the other brake, on the other bike. You can see the brake lever, you push it, nothing goes up here, go over here to this shaft, and the shaft is loose. brake. I'm not sure if I think his brakes need some work. That's kind of neat. These wheels are, well, I had it up and this wheel would just turn independently, the other one, so it must have some kind of a differential in it. It has the exhaust pipe and muffler on it. About all I can think to tell you about this one. Okay, parts bike. We're going to go over here now. The seat was strapped in there, but down there it looks like the top part was cut off of it. But it still works. I don't know if it was cut off or was it from the wrong ATC or not, but it's in good shape too. Okay, over here is a stack of tires that go to this ATC. Of course, none of them are any good, but the rims are in fairly decent shape. A little bit of surface rust on them. Okay, here's the airbox. This has a lid, and there's a little rack in there that the air filter goes on. No carburetor. And here's another airbox. This is the third one airbox, so for some reason we got an extra airbox. And this plastic comes off. Has a little switch here where the ignition switch is supposed to be. Toggle switch, which doesn't work. Handlebars. This accelerator works okay. Brake, lever, and adjuster. Okay, over here in the front is Fender. Fairly good shape, looks like it's been painted. And the front wheel hub and axle. And this is for the headlight. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. And plastic's pretty rough, but it's broken here too. Alright, not much there. Okay, in this Ziploc bag is the wiring harness and some miscellaneous brackets. I'm not sure what they're for. Here's a battery cable. That might be to hold the lid on the airbox on, but I'm not really sure. And there's a shopping bag. We have this part. I believe this is a motor mount. And I don't know what all these are. Here's a lever for the brake head. Not sure what this part is. Has a couple real thick O-rings on it. Fuel filter, gas cap, handlebar switch, another one. Here's a coil, but I don't think it goes to either one of these. Here's another coil, and I don't know what this goes to. It looks like it goes to a car. And these might go in the back on the brakes, I'm not sure. Here's a set of points. So the guy I bought it from said that ATC did have it running, but he thinks it needs points, but not whether it's true or not, I don't really know. Oh, over here, forgot to mention, has a new spark plug in it. And I don't know if you get a picture of this coil or not. This coil is on the end of that spark plug wire. See under in there? Anyway, it has a new coil on there too. The tires all hold air. They have fairly good tread on them, but they're cracked. And the reason they hold air is because there's inner tubes in each one of them. Okay, here is spare engine for that parts bike, and no carburetor on it. I think I mentioned that already. And this side cover, this right side cover, has been removed. You see, there's no clutch on it. And I guess he took the shift shaft off. Probably, I don't know, maybe when I didn't go in one of those holes down there somewhere. Probably through here. never really a Kawasaki mechanic, or not a mechanic at all. But anyway, that's the parts bike. And here on the 250, this Fender's shop, he had another Fender he gave me. Tires are all shot on it. Kind of neat looking headlight, isn't it? Of course, no screws to hold it together. And feels like the clutch works. Front brake, you can feel the cable pulling it, and you can see it pulling down there, but I think the lever is, see it moving a little bit, but I think the lever is kind of tight in there. May need to be cleaned up. Oh, that was from the other bike. Okay, seat. It bolts on in here on the sides. This bike is actually pretty complete too. Here's the carburetor. And oops, sorry. Well, anyway, feels like the slider's turning. Usually these carburetors need to be cleaned up. They sit a while and the gasoline kicks up in there, forms deposits. Okay, this gas tank has a crack in it too in the back. Well, I don't know if it's in the back or not. But I saw a crack in there when I stuck it in there. And it has a tail light, no lens. Has a muffler on it. Once again, no Kickstarter. Kickstarter would have been on that side somewhere. Here's a bunch of stuff in this box here. Gas cap. And I don't know what this part is. Looks like you're turning some lever. A rubber part. Another rubber part. Some kind of a bracket for attaching something. Another bracket. This is part of the air box. The filter, I think, goes around this. And another rubber part. Another bracket. This thing goes on the bottom of the air box. And I don't know what this is. Okay. Oh. It does go through all the gears. Now there's first. You come up a little notch from first, you got neutral. Show the wheel turning too. Okay, there's second, third, fourth. I don't know how many gears there are, fourth or fifth. Okay, I think that's about it. Let me know what you think.